And I'll tell you a big highlight. Now we're going to go out there because we got to move on. Unfortunately, I'd love to tell you some more about what happened in Portland. 4chan's already tracking that guy down. We already know who the murderer was, and you can see it for yourself in the pictures. And folks, if you're not checking out sites like Zero Hedge and Citizen Free Press, and you're wondering where some of this information is coming from, you're certainly not going to get it from ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, and their ilk. You won't hear any of this on those stations because their job is to hide the truth from you, not to bring the truth to you. Now, here's some more interesting stuff going on you may or may not have heard about. This was big news last week, and that's Elon Musk had a press conference to debut his new technology, which is essentially trying to merge your brain with a computer, or at one point, as he says, merge it with your cell phone, which, wow, what an exciting thought that is, right? You talk about putting it on silent. Well, now you can't because it's merged up with your brain. But he brought out some pigs, to demonstrate, hey, it works in the pigs. He brought out 3 pigs. One of them supposedly, and I just say supposedly because who knows, right? One of them supposedly had the active Neuralink technology implanted in their brain. And you'll hear a bunch of beeps and boops during his little talk here, and that indicates apparently the feedback coming from the machine.
High energy pig. All right. Gertrude, thanks for coming out.
Pig's name is Gertrude.
So what the beeps you're hearing are real-time signals from the Neuralink in Gertrude's head. So this Neuralink connects to neurons that are in her snout. So whenever she snuffles around and touches something with her snout, that sends out neural spikes, which are detected here. And so on the screen, you can see each of the spikes from the 1,024 electrodes. And then if she snuffles around, touches her snout in the ground, or you kind of feed her some food, pigs love food, then you can see the neurons will fire much more than when you're not touching the snout.
Okay, we're going to cut that clip just a little bit because while it is an interesting clip with all the beeping and booping, we just are only going to have time to give you a flavor because I want to get to some of the other things that Elon Musk had to say about this supposed new technology. He has a surgery robot that he's already supposedly developed, and you're going to be able to go in and get this put in like one day. And then what he refers to it as is it's similar to a Fitbit in your skull.
In a lot of ways, it's kind of like a Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires. We feel confident about getting the link procedure, the installation of a link, done in under an hour.
Under an hour.
So you can basically go in the morning and leave the hospital in the afternoon. And it can be done without general anesthesia.
So this surgery takes less than a day. It's outpatient, and it's done without general anesthesia. And he's even went on to talk about, and I apologize for that clip, the noise level was very low on that clip, but he even went on to talk about the fact that, it was going to be gotten down to a price level of about $2,000.
Okay, why are we talking about how little it costs is what he's trying to say and how easy the procedure is without really knowing the ramifications of it?
Oh, because everybody's going to get one. That's why. And here it comes. We're going to talk about some of the ramifications, or he is. I mean, listen to what he says is his goal. Now, this is his publicly stated goal.
What's our goal? Our goal is to solve important spine and brain problems with a seamlessly implanted device. So you want to have a device that you can basically put in your head and feel and look totally normal, but it solves some important problem in your brain or spine. And the reality is that almost everyone over time will develop brain and spine problems. These range from minor to very severe, but if you live long enough, everyone's going to basically have some kind of neurological disorder. And these range, from memory loss to brain damage. But the thing that's important to appreciate is that an implantable device can actually solve these problems. I think a lot of people don't quite realize that. But all of your senses, your sight, hearing, feeling, pain, these are all electrical signals sent by neurons to your brain. And if you can
listen to that. So now he's building a device that can affect those signals. So could it change what you see? Could it change what you hear? Could it change what you feel? Could it increase your pain as well as decrease your pain?
Could it change how you think?
I mean, there you go.
What if it malfunctions?
It's just electrical signals, right? Now, you want to get really science fiction-y, and I have to say, by the way, Elon Musk has got to be the worst presenter of the smartest man in the world that I've ever heard.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, he's terrible. Somebody bring back Steve Jobs, okay? Then I'll definitely buy one of these. But we got to get to these last two clips before we run out of time here, because this is the real meat of the out there. Now, listen to what he has to say about what this technology can do from a science fiction perspective.
Another question from Twitter. Will you be able to save and replay memories in the future?
Oh, Total Recall.
Yes, I think in the future you will be able to save and replay memories. I mean, this is obviously sounding increasingly like a Black Mirror episode, but well, I guess they're pretty good at predicting. But yeah, essentially, if you have a whole brain interface, everything that's encoded in memory, you could upload. You could basically store your memories as a backup and restore the memories. And ultimately, you could potentially download them into a new body or into a robot body.
Ooh.
The future is going to be weird.
Oh, doesn't that sound fun? Nothing I wanted to be more than just a robot. But now, we're really getting to the coup de grace now. We're really getting to what he says this technology can do. This is our last clip. We got to jump to it or we're going to run out of time.
Where you have an AI extension of yourself.
An AI extension of yourself.
System and cortex, and having that symbiosis be good, such that the future of the world is controlled by the combined will of the people of Earth.
Listen.
That's obviously going to be the future that we want, presumably, if it's the sum of our collective will, and so I think it's going to be important from an existential threat standpoint to achieve a good AI symbiosis, and that's what I think might be the most important thing that a device like this achieves.
Now, who do you think's going to be adding up the sum of our collective will and just telling us, and we're all just going to take it for granted, right? Because the AI told us this is the sum of humanity's collective will, and hey, if you don't like it, it can just zap your brain a little bit and change your mind. This is the singularity. This is what people like him and other people who are right on the cusp of technology want to bring into effect for the world. And I think you're going to have to decide fairly soon if this is what you want in your life. Do you want to merge with a computer? Do you want to be uploaded to the cloud? I know I don't. I've watched enough movies to know I don't want to do that. Folks, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a great week. We'll see you next week. I'm Morgan Streetman, and that's the way I see it. Thank you for listening to the Morgan Streetman Show. We hope you enjoyed what you heard, and if you did, please click like and subscribe to help us out. And remember that we recommend that you exercise your brain at least once a week.